Alright, Shalom, Yasharala. Before we go into this lesson, we give all honor, all glory, and all praises be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakatadash. We give all honor to the apostles and prophets and elders of James Camp, but to know as great milestone for the bring forth the 100% truth that I've been currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, the tabernacle of David, and Honorable Tazaria coming to this lesson. Now we're continuing because what we're doing today is fibroids, to be exact, and polycystic ovaries. Now, for those who don't know, fibroids is usually on the uterus wall. That's why it's called uterine fibroids, right? And the reason why we are going into this is because we have a result given, which I showed in the beginning, as to where the person used the product that I gave to them, where they had one fibroid, then it went on from one in a month time to about 3 fibroids. So you have one and then 3 extra popped up. So you have a amount of 4 fibroids now. Now all with that, and this is direct, I'm showing you the evidence here. So let's go into a precept, and this is where we're going to, because what I always talk about this all the time. And we had to go back into it. It says, Yahweh had created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Because I give this medicine to this particular person, and she took it within less than a month. She said she took it for about 2 weeks, and she had the rest in the fridge. She didn't even finish. And she even went on to eat things like KFC and certain fast food, which I told her not to, which is not which is what you should not start to do, to be exact, even though the product was so strong, and so it was, the combinations were compatible with each other, that it worked almost efficiently. Because when she did another test to run through, which she could say it out of her own mouth after, which I will play, guess what? All of them were gone. This is why we go according to the ways of the Father. Yahweh had created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. This is why we have the physicians, the herbal doctors, the physicians out here bringing forth remedies to assist in prolonging your life. As scripture says in Sirach chapter 38, verses 1, honor a physician with the honor due unto him, for the uses which ye may have of him, for Yahweh had created him. See that? We were created for a purpose. What is that purpose? To heal. For of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. Going back into what we read, and Yahweh had created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. You know, some people say, I don't like the taste. She was one of them. I don't like the taste at all. But she stuck it through for 2 weeks. Changed her diet for 2 weeks, until of course she began to get weak again in her discipline concerning the product. But yet the results is clear. Because let me get the other part to it. I'm going to show you again. See that? This doesn't even need to be explained. Everything is already written there. It's perfectly clear. Let's go back into it.
Good night. I was diagnosed with fibroid. I did an ultrasound the first.
Now, so like in our country, we say fibroid, right? It's fibroids, but you know the Trinidad dialect tend to take over at times. Let's continue.
Ultrasound said that I had one fibroid, and within a month I went back again and do another ultrasound, and they said that I was diagnosed with 3 fibroid. So I ended up taking the product from Chazak Healing.
Of course, again, not everybody is able to read the Hebrew, because not everybody know the Hebrew, but it's Kazakh, and that means what? Strong, or even if you go into deeper definitions, you go to strong and bold conqueror. right? Strong or bold conqueror, right? Which is, again, that's why that is hence the name of the name of the business, Kazakh healing, strong healing, right? Good.
And I used the product, and within, when I went back to do another ultrasound today, they said they only see one fibroid and it's just 0.2 centimeter.
It from 3 to 1 and it goes down to 0.2 centimeter. Do you know how tiny that is? I think she said that they wouldn't be able to remove that because it's so small. Because it's already going away.
It was 0.2 centimeter, and which is very good, and the product is working for me because I was diagnosed with 3, and now I only have 1, so I just only have 1 5.
So that is basically what it is. Understand what I'm saying? And again, back into it. So we have results again of a person that has fibroids. I was about to say fibroid. Fibroids that has went up from 1 into 3 and then it goes back into 1, but it's way smaller than the first one than it was in the first instance. So to Wada Yahweh Shemi Shai for continuing to strengthen us and to have mercy unto us, and for assisting in the business that I do of today, which is herbs and healing and naturopathy, basically, which capsules as well. So let's go into it because this lesson has to be done. I'm going to state some of the remedies that I use. Of course, I ain't going to state all the entire thing, but I'm going to state what you could use that has the exact effect at the end of the day. Okay, let's go into it. So let's go into what fibroids is. And it goes fibroids in uterus, right? This is exactly what we're dealing with. So this description, uterine fibroids, is a disease of the uterus, a tumorous or a non-cancerous growth of the fibrous tissues on the walls of the uterus is known as uterine fibroid. I see fibroids. I say fibroid just now. It is also known as uterine. Watch me, Salake. Fibroids, and it's also known as uterine leiomyomas. It is more common in women who are not able to bear a child. Uterine fibroids is not a dangerous disease, but it may lead to anemia due to blood loss and heavy menses. The fibroid varies in size from a human eyeball to many pounds. So to see it drop to 0.2 centimeters, let me be real at this point. That's a yappa thing. And now she has continued to this day on the same product that I gave her with an advanced form. So now we are going to wait for the other results when it goes down to nothing. And then from 2.2 centimeters, 2.2 centimeters to no more fibroid. It's fibroids. I see the right thing. Okay, I'll say fibroid. So it's types of uterine fibroids. We have submucosal fibroids, which grows in the innermost cavity of the uterus, called myometrium. It may lead to heavy menses, prolonged menses, or difficulties in pregnancy. Intramural fibroids grows in the middle layer of the uterus, called endometrium. It may lead to heavy mens, prolonged periods, and pressure or pain in the pelvic region. If the size of the fibroid is large, it may change the shape of the uterus. We have the subserous fibroids grow in the outer layer of the uterus called serosa. The fibroids grow to such an extent they put pressure on the uterus and lead to urinary problems. If the fibroids begin to grow in the backside of the uterus, then it may damage the rectum. It may cause backaches. Also, pedunculated fibroids, which the fibroids get attached to the stem of the uterus. It says, be it internally or externally. We have the cervical fibroids, which are rare. In this, the fibroids develop in the cervical tissues. Then we have the interligamentous fibroids, when the fibroids develops between the ligament of the uterus, it is known as the interligamentous fibroids. And the triggers for it is obesity, poor diet, hypertension, poor metabolism, increased estrogen, hormonal imbalance, exposure to pesticides, polycystic ovarian syndromes, and yes, it's a difference between polycystic ovaries and uterine fibroids. One is in your ovaries, and it more develops as a cyst rather than a lump of blood and most likely toxins or clots. So, exposure to xenoestrogen, indications of uterine fibroids. Human body is designed beautifully. It always indicates when something goes wrong with it. One should not ignore the indication given by the body. A few major symptoms are listed below, which may give rise to uterine fibroids. Heavy menstrual bleeding continues heavy menstrual bleeding accompanied with blood clots is not a good sign. It may cause excess loss of blood in the woman, the result of which is anemia. Excessive uterine pain, long episodes of pain in the pelvic area may be an indication of uterine fibroids. Painful intercourse is also be a sign of uterine fibroids. Abdominal pain or feeling of pressure cannot be ignored. The fibroids may create pressure on the surrounding organs. Repeated episodes of miscarriages can be an indication of uterine fibroids. Causes of uterine fibroids are, as go on: obesity, pregnancy, family history, and hormonal imbalance. All right. If not treated properly, uterine fibroids may cause difficulty in pregnancy. Note, for uterine fibroids, there is a homeopathic medicine, which is calcarea carb. It is available in dilution forms and is very effective. Always consult a homeopathic physician before it's taken. All right, before taking it, basically. So we have that done. First thing we need to get in under and understand, we have to balance the hormones. So in doing so, one should get Damiana, yes, you heard it correct, to start with the rebalancing of your hormones. Damiana and bladderwrack. Try to take the one bladderwrack capsule for a month twice a day for a month. No, once a day for a month, select. And the Damiana, 2 Damiana capsules twice a day for a month. You can get the one of the best, the strong versions of Damiana capsules itself that doesn't contain gelatin would be the Nature Way capsules, if you understand where I'm coming from. So that's what you would use concerning the Damiana, as well as the bladder once you have that. I believe they have bladder as well as one of their products, so you can also use that as well. Purchase it too. It's reasonable compared to the rest, and I believe it's supposed to get at least 100 capsules each, or 8 or 90 capsules, something like that, something close by, so you could utilize that period and prolong the time to a month as mentioned, right? When doing so, after that month of balancing your hormones, along with a diet of greens and fruits and some sea moss, which also helps with balancing the estrogen, reduction of estrogen select. Then you're going to go into the herbal products. Pause.